Here, the head coach of the women's basketball team at UVA is Jamie Cluesman. Coach, coming off a loss in your season opener, home game tomorrow against Coker. I guess we'll start with Tuesday nights, and now that you've had a few days to reflect, your thoughts on that game and areas you need to improve on.
Yeah, the biggest thing is we've got our first game jitters out of our system. We can't use that as an excuse going into tomorrow's game. But I think it was pretty evident what we need to improve on, and that's just communicating and transition defense and rebounding. Those are the two things that really hurt us. And then obviously everyone's got to make free throws, and we struggle from the free throw line. So you leave 11 free points off the board, like that's going to hurt you. It's going to be hard to win games if you don't make free throws.
Well, in 2020, 2021 year full of COVID, you've had another obstacle thrown your team's way. Your first two games are now against first-year head coaches. Melissa DeVore takes over at Coker. What can you tell us about her and the style of play she wants to see out of her Cobras?
Yeah, like you said, we've only seen one game, and they played LMU. They played a ton of 3-2 zone and a little bit of half court man. So um, as far as offensively, what they're going to do, all we can do is go off of last year when she was at Limestone and kind of take some of their man sets because LMU zoned them for 40 minutes. So, it's kind of one of those games where you don't necessarily get a little bit of everything from them. You just kind of try to pick and choose it according to the personnel about what they're trying to do out there. But, we went back and watched some film against Limestone, and, we played them earlier in the year, but so we had a general idea of the style of play that they play, but they have totally different personnel. So I don't know. We're kind of still going into it blindsided just because of LMU playing zone for 40 minutes.
A player you are familiar with Coker is Joyner, and she had a big game against LMU. It was a problem for us in the opener keeping people off the boards. How do you keep her off the boards? Because that's going to be a big key to Saturday's game.
Oh yeah, we just got to stay in position, and it's one of those things I've told my players over and over again. We can't jump with people, we have to make the contact, release, and go get the ball. So I think watching film, they've seen where they have neglected to do that, and I think moving forward, we're going to at least make a better attempt to at least put a body on someone. But she's a very physical player. She's tough to guard. She's tough to keep off the boards, but if we have to, we'll start sending two people at her. So that will just be a game time adjustment or in-game adjustment if needed.
Meg Crawford comes off the bench in her UVA-wise debut, has a big game on both ends of the floor. One issue was fouls, 4 fouls, I think around 15 minutes of play. How do you keep her out of foul trouble? Because obviously when she's on the floor, she's going to pose some problems for people.
Yeah, we've talked to Meg, and it's like after you pick the first one up, you cannot be a shot blocker. You just have to stand there, be in 6'3", stick your hands up, and just alter shots in that way. So she's a very coachable kid, and I look forward to I see her going forward making those adjustments. But she hasn't played in a while, and since she played, I feel like the officiating has changed a little bit with this freedom of movement. So it's been an adjustment for her because you can't mimic officials in practice. And so all year, it was kind of one of those things last year where we just tried to, you know, talk through it with her, but she wasn't actually experiencing it. So, it's first time experience with her and the whole freedom of movement. So she'll adjust just like she has with everything else. So, um, I worry about foul trouble with all of our kids. So it's not going to be the first time. It's not going to be the last time. But like I said, we'll make adjustments and she'll adapt as the games come our way.
It's hard to find an area to nitpick on Caitlin Ross from her freshman season. I think one area everyone wanted to see improvement was her perimeter jumper. And you saw that in game one. Hit 3 3-pointers, took 5 of those, led us in scoring with 20 points. Talk about her and how she's now more confident, more assertive, scoring the ball on the offensive end, not just being a facilitator.
Yeah, she's a true competitor. So she took last year, watched a lot of film and found the areas she needed to improve on. And, all off season, that's what she worked on. She was going to her old AAU coach, working in his driveway where he's got, half size basketball court. So she put in the work. She knew those areas that she needed to improve on. And, that just makes her even harder to guard because she can get to the rim. And now she's being very consistent with her pull up and perimeter 3-point shooting. So, she's just She's going to do whatever it takes for her to be successful, but also whatever it takes for her team to be successful.
Coach, keys to victory against Coker.
Rebounding, guarding penetration. They love the dribble drive. And then we've got to attack their zone. They played a lot of 3-2 zone. I want at least 65% of our scoring to come from inside the paint. We got to utilize, if Hope Richardson doesn't play and Joyner's the only true post player they have out there, then we've got to attack that small guard trying to defend our bigs.
Fans, game time, 2 o'clock from the Pryor Center Saturday. You can watch it online as part of the Cavalier Sports Network on UVAYsCavs.com or listen to 92.5 WLSD radio. Coach, good luck and happy belated Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.